Okay, Jen McCarty, what do you have to say about the 144,000? In Jen McCarty's glossary, she states the following. She defines the book of Revelations as Revelation chapter 7 refers to countless numbers of each nation dressed in white robes, as John said in the Bible. She then very boldly asserts this could have been his perception of the light bodies that adorn the crowd, following the trail of 144,000 to ascend the second and third waves of ascension. Then she goes on to say after that, John also said that these were the ones who were transformed in the time of great upheaval, a 7-year period of a great many trials. This would correspond to the natural disasters that were predicted in order for the earth to cleanse itself from industrial times before its own ascent. And I notated the hell out of this book, and I put this helpful note for her. Just so you know, he was referring to that time period that he was writing in, not to 21st century USA. She brings up the 144,000 so much in this book. It is one of the core teachings that she has. So I think it's really important for you to know where this number actually comes from. So the first mention of the 144,000 can be found in the Christian Bible, specifically in the book of Revelation. In Revelation 7:18, the Apostle John describes a vision he had of 4 angels standing at the 4 corners of the earth, holding back the winds of destruction until the servants of God are sealed on their foreheads. John then hears the number of those who were sealed. Quote, "And I heard the number of those who were sealed, 144,000 sealed out of every tribe of the sons of Israel." The tribes of Israel, the Jewish people, the male descendants. Later, in chapter 14, John sees 144,000 again, this time standing with the Lamb on Mount Zion. He describes them as redeemed from the earth and the first fruits for God and the Lamb. Revelation 14:1-5. The 144,000 are also said to have a special song that only they can sing. This number does appear in some spiritual contexts outside of Christianity and twin flame spirituality, but the significance interpretation of that number can vary widely. For example, in Hinduism, the 144,000 is sometimes associated with the idea of the chakras, the 7 energy systems in the body. Some practitioners believe that there are 144,000 nadis, or energy channels, in the body, which intersect with the chakras to help regulate the flow of energy through the body. In some interpretations of Sufi mysticism, the 144,000 is associated with the idea of spiritual enlightenment. It's believed that there are 144,000 levels of consciousness and that each person has the potential to reach these levels through spiritual practice and self-realization. In numerology, the number is associated with the idea of spiritual evolution and ascension. Some practitioners believe that the number represents a significant milestone in the journey towards spiritual enlightenment, and that those who resonate with this number are on a path towards greater spiritual growth and understanding. But it's worth noting that the significance and interpretation of this number in these other spiritual contexts can be highly subjective and dependent on individual belief systems and cultural contexts. The exact meaning and interpretation of the 144,000 has been a topic of much debate and speculation throughout Christian history, with various groups offering different interpretations. Some interpret this number as a literal number of Jewish believers who will be saved during the end times, while others see it as a symbolic representation of the entire church. At the end of the day, there are psychological and cultural factors, including the idea that some individuals may seek comfort and meaning in the belief that they are part of a select group of evolved or enlightened beings. And this is where that spiritual elitism comes into play. Some great quotes about this topic include this one from Scientific American. It says, "The search for cosmic company may provide a sense of belonging or hope that there is more to life than just the day-to-day grind. For some, the search may be a way to find meaning or purpose in life, or a way to escape from the mundane." There's a Medium article about star seeds that says In essence, this is a way of reinforcing the notion that you are special, that you are unique, and that you are part of a select group that is more evolved or enlightened than the rest of humanity. And this can lead to feelings of spiritual superiority or elitism, which can be harmful and divisive. Psychology Today says that spiritual elitism is a subtle form of arrogance that can undermine our ability to connect with others and work together to create positive change. It reinforces the belief that some people are inherently better or more deserving than others, which can lead to discrimination and exclusion. And finally, the Journal of Consciousness of Exploration and Research says the promotion of pseudoscience and transpersonal psychology can be harmful to individuals and to society as a whole by promoting beliefs that are not based on evidence, and they may be actively harmful to people's health and well-being. And it's important to remember that the beliefs about star seeds and the 144,000 are deeply personal and may hold great meaning for some individuals. And when discussing these concepts, it's really important to approach the conversation with respect and an open mind, while also encouraging critical thinking and a willingness to evaluate beliefs in light of evidence and reason. So I approach this with some level of humor because some of it is humorous, but I do respect that these are the beliefs of certain people. My goal is not to simply dismantle these people's beliefs. It's to help those of you who are out here on spiritual talk, witch talk, tarot talk, watching all of these different people with all of these different subjective beliefs perpetuate ideas that may be harmful to you. You're the only person who can judge whether or not the fruits of the information that you're receiving are rotten or not. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, how do I feel when I think that these ideas that are being perpetuated are true? How do I know it's true? What would I be like if I didn't believe in this truth? What kind of person would I be? What kind of life would I lead? That's the work. And that work comes from Byron Katie, who is very helpful in the process of discernment. We are all here to try to release limiting beliefs. But at the end of the day, a lot of these authors end up perpetuating limiting beliefs that end up becoming really problematic for us. I'm not going to say that there isn't a significance to the 144,000 number. I'm not going to say that there's not profound phenomenon that occur between people who feel that they've known each other in past lives or have deep soul connections. I have experienced angelic visitation myself. I have experienced messages coming through me that I know seem to be coming from something other than just my ego. But I always try to approach my practice and teach my teachings with an air of, I don't know exactly what to tell you because I am not the authority. There is no human being on the planet who is an authority. I pride myself in the research that I do. I pride myself in my ability to use my discernment to understand really complex concepts. And I hope to offer you some level of expertise that distinguishes me from the other readers and healers who are out here using this platform at the end of the day to be seen and to be heard and to attract abundance. I attract abundance through this platform as well. It's how I support myself while I do this research and learn these things and bring in messages from what I truly feel is a divine source. But if I find that my messages have been harmful to you or anyone, I apologize for bringing those messages through in an irresponsible way. And I hope that I can shift and change so that the work that I do will help, not hinder you in your personal development and spiritual expansion. Anyway, thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I look forward to bringing you some of the relatable elements that are here in Jen McCarty's book, because there's a reason that these authors become popular in the collective, and it's because they do say things that we can say across all of our experiences are shared. My goal is to find out what we share and what we all experience collectively. It's not just to dismantle people's concepts or ideas in the process.